Coach, on Saturday, it looked like I was covering a playoff team. To not advance to the playoffs, talk about the loss that is for the greater picture for everyone else out there not to see FAMU play football.
Well, I think it's a slap in the face to all HBCUs, right? That we're all worthy team. We're, as of today, the 20th ranked team in the coaches poll. So the guys that coach football, that watch football, that vote on our teams feel that there are 19 teams in the country that have a stronger resume than we do. But the powers that be felt otherwise. And there's some teams that got in that were ranked higher than. There are a lot of teams that got in that we have a lot more wins than. So I think it's a slap in the face to all of us at this level, at the HBCU level. And hopefully that it resonates throughout our community and that we, speak up like we always have about injustice to our people.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned how disappointed you were not to make the playoff. Is there anything that you would possibly be able to suggest changing about the way in which teams for the playoffs are determined and kind of like how they are weighed against each other?
Well, again, it's voted on by a selection committee. And so I think that's a question for the committee. Do they feel that it's okay to deny a 9-win team with 8 FCS wins and a loss to an undefeated top 5 team and another loss to a Power 5 team that'll play for a conference championship? If they feel that resume isn't strong enough to get into the playoffs, then I think that's a larger discussion. So it's not really on us to change it. We've done what we needed to do. People talking about changing our scheduling or, changing the Orange Blossom Classic and all those things. Well, that would mean that we're the problem, right? We're not the problem. We won 9 games. We did what we needed to do on the football field. I think the problem is the way the committees vets teams and what they consider to be strong points and what they consider to be weak points. And I've always thought that what you do at the end of the season has merit. And the fact that there are 2 teams in the field that both have 4 conference losses and both have lost half of their last ball games, I think that's problematic.
I know it's not lost on you, Coach, that this happened to you when you were coaching at Prairie View. You thought you had a team that was good enough to make the playoffs and didn't make it. Knowing that and you saying that you felt like this was an injustice, do you honestly believe that the FCS Selection Committee or the NCAA as a whole does not respect HBCU football?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that they don't respect it. I'm just going to point to the facts. The facts are that in 2015, we had a football team that had 8 official wins. They took 1 win away from us. They had the nation's top scoring offense. They had one of the nation's most dynamic players who got left out of the field. And then you fast forward to 2019, a South Carolina State team that lost a game to FAMU, who finished the season ranked in the top 25, and North Carolina A&T, who finished the season ranked in the top 25, and to Clemson, who played for a national title. They didn't get in either, with 8 FCS wins. And then you look at FAMU this year with 8 FCS wins as well, a loss to a top 5 Jackson State team, a loss to a North Carolina team that will play in the ACC championship. And those were the first 2 games of the season to not get in. Again, I see a pattern, right? And so, I'm just a fact finder. I'm a guy that points out facts. Those are the facts. And so whatever we deduce from those facts, that's subjective. But I do think that there's something wrong with the system if those 3 teams aren't worthy of playing in the 2014 playoff field.
Good. So I just want to ask you, I'm just curious on how you think. Do you believe that the fact that the MEAC champion, the SWAC champion, go into the Celebration Bowl may hurt the conference's chances of a team that doesn't make the Celebration Bowl getting into the FCS playoffs? I know it benefits the Celebration Bowl, benefits the conferences, but do you think a team like yours is hurt because the SWAC and the MEAC opt to go to something else besides the playoff?
Are we eligible to go?
Yeah, you are.
That's all that needs to be said. We're eligible to go. So if it hurts us, then that's a personal decision because we're eligible to go. The Ivies aren't eligible. So there's some Ivy League teams that are undefeated or 10-1, 9-0, 9 whatever. They're not eligible to go because their conference decided they're not going to go to the playoffs. The MEAC or the SWAC has never said their teams will not go to the playoffs. We've said our conference champions won't go to the playoffs. But any other team is eligible as members of the FCS, and we still have that agreement. So,
hey, Coach, sorry for not asking this question earlier. I wanted to ask the question, do we understand where the breakdown was between the NCAA from the point of FAMU potentially hosting the playoff game to being left out of the playoffs altogether?
I'm not sure. I'm not privy to those conversations, so that's probably more of an administrative question with my AD, Michael Smith, the interim AD, or our president, even Dr. Larry Robinson. We knew that on our end we had to go win a football game. That's what we did. So, those conversations are had at a high level than we are as coaches, and I don't know. I can't answer that to where to break down the curve.
Let me add this. I heard my dear friend Willie Simmons put it down on here earlier today, and he is absolutely right. I mean, the statistics that he gave, and I hate to call out these schools, but he's 100% correct, and I support him 100%. But he is very factual. When he starts spitting it, he spits it factually. And the kid, I mean, what they did this year, and to go back from being on to it and to come back and run the table, shoot, come on. Why not? What I don't. Is it closed that they can't allow a HBCU team in, or a team with that record that he substantiated that this team, FAMU, should be in the darn playoffs? Unbelievable. I don't know how that works. I don't know how this playoff system works. I know people keep asking us, why would we? And now you see why. I would rather go to the Celebration Bowl, or have some other form or fashion of how this stuff is manufactured, how they select the teams. I don't know how FAMU could not be in the FCS playoffs. I have no idea, but I know Coach Simmons put it down, and I support him 100%.